Welcome to Pragmatism in Practice, a podcast from Thoughtworks where we share stories of practical approaches to becoming a modern digital business. Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boyd, your host for today's episode, and I'm joined by Sayee Bellamkonda, Chief Digital Officer at Vialto Partners. We're looking forward to exploring the remarkable journey of how Vialto Partners transitioned into a new technology and engineering organization, and the strategies they use to navigate a complex digital transformation along the way. Welcome, Sayee. So delighted that you could join us today on the podcast.
Thank you, Kimberly. I'm really excited. Looking forward to our conversation.
Yeah, so maybe to get us started, I'm sure a number of folks are familiar with Vialto, but it would be great if you could perhaps give a little bit of an introduction to the organization and also yourself and your role.
Absolutely. Thanks to you and Thoughtworks for this opportunity. I partner very closely with Thoughtworks as one of my strategic partners, so this is great. My name is Sayee Bellamkonda. I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Chief Digital and Technology Officer for Vialto Partners, which is a global mobility solutions company. And originally, it was part of PwC. And a couple of years ago, we got spun off, and we are part of a private equity company. And we were super busy with our TSA exit from PwC, and now we completely we stand as a global company. We are operating in 60 plus countries and providing global mobility solutions in tax, immigration, remote work, managed services, business travel.
And I have to imagine that's been a interesting past few years, which is, what we're here today to talk about, that transformation, but a unique experience that I think many people probably don't get to go through in terms of spinning off an organization to its new separate entity. But perhaps some parallels for our listeners that oftentimes folks are trying to create a new organization or a digital organization while they're running kind of their, traditional legacy IT organization. So perhaps some insights and learnings for folks who are considering that as well. But maybe to kick off, you could tell us a bit about some of the initial challenges and strategies that were involved in setting up an entirely new entity. You're setting up the new tech and engineering organization while ensuring that you have kind of continuity of service to your customers and maintain your regular day-to-day operations. That's a lot to juggle. Where did you begin?
In my 30 plus years of experience, I led many TSA exits. However, I have to tell you this is the most complex and challenging TSA exit, and I will explain why. There is a lot of learning for me and for the entire organization. So, for a few reasons. One is, as I was recruited for this role, we were just even before that day one exit from PwC. So I have to start the organizational design and the charter and why that structure is that way and how it is going to help everyone's needs. So the journey started from there. And of course, some of very talented digital side, the product management and engineering people came from PwC into my organization. But other than that, I need to start from ground zero, creating the structure and all. I spent quality time in first understanding and listening from the rest of my peers. So the chief operating officer, chief financial officer, chief growth officer, and CEO, and chief people officer, chief legal and compliance officers. So after listening from all of them, their expectations and what way Vialto is different, it's truly a global company supporting 60 plus countries and so many thousands of clients across the world. So I started with organizational design and then recruiting the right talent for these ones. I'm proud to say that, in 45 days, I was able to recruit my entire organization. That is my next level leaders.
That's pretty amazing. 45 days. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. And then from there, we went to the next level and all. So first, I will answer your question broadly, and then I can go into the details. Is the TSA exit, the reason why it is very unique and most challenging in my 30 plus years of experience is, first of all, in PwC, various applications are designed, built locally in various territories, and they were all hosted with different cloud providers, and sometimes it was on-prem solutions and all, and various financial applications, various HR, document management systems, CRM, time tracking, all these things, we had many. So during this TSA exit, we took a decision to bring them and unify and create more global tool set in the first attempt itself. So it's not like first we'll get to the TSA and then we will do this unification later. We did it during the TSA.
We're doing it all at the same time.
Exactly. So because of that, what we did is many finance, many HR, many time tracking, many document management systems, we moved to one global system. I can tell you very proudly that, from that perspective, Vialto is truly global today, and we are able to provide the global tools and platforms and provide more unified experience for not only our employees within Vialto, but also for our customers, right? So that is very important for us. Now, coming to the operating model perspective, going from waterfall to totally agile across the company, and then ensuring that the team is coming along with this change moment. That's a big thing, actually. It's not just a technology and digital organization, right? So we need to partner with our business leaders, and we need to come together in this journey, right? So that's another massive change moment.
Was that something you were socializing with them? Because you mentioned how you went around and kind of got feedback from all your peers, and in that 45 days, you were also bringing on board the whole organization. I imagine the socialization of we're moving to this new way of working was kind of a key part of those conversations.
Absolutely. And that's very important, because we all need to go in this change moment together, right? So that's why we created, in fact, a digital product delivery model in which for each service line, there is a global head of that particular service line, whether it's tax or immigration or business travel and all. And then there is a head of product management, head of product engineering, how they partner together as one unified team. And starting with, defining what is the North Star for each of the service lines, and how do you bring that North Star down to a meaningful product roadmaps, what products are required, what products we already have, some we need to enhance versus some we need to build from ground up kind of thing, right? So all that work was done. And as I said, in addition to moving from waterfall to agile, we also, because in PwC, many of these applications were built in the respective territories, we wanted to move from project mentality to product mentality, right? So, and that was, again, another big change moment. Now, we are further pushing that. We are not stopping our journey at product. We are going to platform-centric. So it's almost like there are two hops happening, project to product, product to platform.
You're doing all the transformations.
Exactly. And again, thanks to the rest of my peers as well as my direct reports, this is what we made tremendous progress. And also on the infrastructure side, we have to build a cloud infrastructure ground up, and we decided to go with one cloud. So when we were migrating all the applications, we ensured that we are moving them to one cloud. So there again, there are two steps involved. One is moving to one cloud is one thing, and then optimizing that application within that cloud is, again, that's a second step, right? So that was another massive accomplishment, I should say. And then even on the automation side, we keep a special focus on robotic process automation part, and we absolutely wanted to make sure that all the bots we built in PwC environment we are transitioning them, in a very careful way, because they play a very important role in our efficiencies and in our productivity gains and all. So that was, again, standing up the automation platform from ground up, and again, ensuring the bots are transitioned successfully was great. And we also wanted to make use of this opportunity to get rid of few things. Even in my personal case, when I'm moving from one house to another house, that's a great opportunity to get rid of.
If you haven't opened the box, you can get rid of it, right?
Exactly. So that's the approach we took. We didn't take, okay, let's move all 50 boxes here and I'll figure out later, right? So instead of that, so by doing that, we were also able to reduce 20 plus applications, and we consolidated in this process before even we came onto the other side. Now, coming to the people side, I was also a little bit surprised to see that we had literally 30 plus software vendors who were building software in previously, right? So what we did is we identified 4 strategic partners. I don't want to use the word vendor partner. They are much more than that. They are 4 strategic partners. And you are absolutely one of those 4. Thoughtworks played very crucial role in this. So with these 4 partners, we also ensured that we are bringing to one location in India, for example, right? So that way they are not sprinkled all over the place. So that's one big change moment, moving from 30 to 4. We did this also part of the TSA exit. So when we did that, we also created our in-house technology and digital center in Hyderabad in India. So that way, it's a very thin layer that partners with this 4 strategic partner resources together. So we even our office in Hyderabad is called as Collaboration Hub. So it's Vialto T&D Collaboration Hub. So that way, it is not meant for just employees or strategic partners or something. We all come together there, and we collaborate and we build and we support our software, right? So that's another big change moment. And one more thing I want to tell you is the reason why I'm calling this organization as technology and digital. We call T&D rather than calling as IT or something is in the technology and digital. So the T part is like our backbone of organization that consists of infrastructure, network, end user computing, all those things, and then enterprise service management, help desk, all those things. Then enterprise applications, that is the finance related, HR related, marketing related, and all of them. This is what is, and then most importantly, our cybersecurity, our CISO of the organization. These are all part of the T. Now, coming to the D side, maybe I should say it's a D square, because it's digital and data. They are part of.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. That's why when I say digital, it's implied, right? So you cannot do that without the data part. So that's another exciting story for us is we created this enterprise data platform team for the first time, and we implemented our enterprise data platform in the first 120 days, actually. So this is coming up with enterprise data platform architecture and ensuring that we are all bringing the right softwares together to create the enterprise data platform. So when I created enterprise data platform in my past life, it took like 3 years. Then the second time it took 18 months. And this is the fastest one where
it just keeps getting faster every time. You're going to have to go for the world record.
Exactly. So I think, again, this is a very important point when it comes to AI, ML, and all other wonderful things we talk. To have that enterprise data platform is crucial. And good thing these days is there are many building blocks available. So, first time when I did, we have to build everything from ground up versus now the building blocks are available, and how you bring them and connect them and create this ecosystem is very important and very interesting. And I learned in every time I implemented, I have to tell you, I utilized all my learnings from the past.
I don't doubt it, given the scope and kind of all the complexity of everything that you were just describing. I'm also conscious too for our listeners, like some might be familiar with what you mean when you're saying TSA, but maybe just a brief explanation of that for everyone.
The Transitional Services Agreement, basically, when we say TSA, anytime when you are separating a company, this is what you need to take care of all aspects of separation. Mm-hmm. So literally, we had 50 work streams. When I double click the word TSA, 3-letter word, when I double click, there are 50 work streams. The 50 work streams consists of, not in any particular order, I am saying, this is creating new infrastructure, and then migrating all the applications there, creating new network infrastructure, creating all cybersecurity tools, mm-hmm. And creating the document management systems, CRM systems, and HR, finance, time tracking, and ensuring that all these things, the previous data is migrated successfully. And we also need to make sure that we are getting the consents from the client, what data we are transitioning, right? So there are very tight checks and balances on PwC side, what data they're transitioning, right? So it's a massive effort of very carefully how we untangle and bring this data onto the other side, kind of thing, right? And all these things together is what, when we say TSA. And by the way, and one thing which we all may think trivial, but getting the new laptops.
That's sometimes some of the biggest pain points, I know.
Yes. And then mobile applications, and when you use your BYOD part, right? So how the applications, everything need to come seamlessly, and then all email migrations, all the attachments and everything. People were so nervous that, Sayee, am I going to see my emails from PwC or not, right? So do I need to do something? So kudos to the entire T&D organization, how well they planned and executed this is. I still remember that night I was in India sitting with my entire team here, and we had another hub in San Jose, and then we are working on this, and the rest of the C-level executives, they're all really concerned. Sayee, am I going to see my emails on my new laptop? So when we started on Friday night, I set the expectations. It's going to be there by Monday morning. They were all thrilled and surprised, and they said this is one of the best cutovers they have seen. And again, I want to take this opportunity to thank all my team members. And I especially want to call out where Thoughtworks played very important role for me. So our core applications that we use not only internally, but also from my client's perspective, those things are supported by Thoughtworks as my strategic partner. They did amazing job in planning and again, migrating the core applications as part of TSA exit to Vialto side. We could not have done without their support. So thank you.
Very pleased to hear that was your experience. I'm glad we're able to deliver for you. There's so many directions and so many questions I could easily get into based on everything you've been sharing. I think one that's very top of mind for me is, you just spoke to kind of the breadth and depth of everything that was involved in, setting up this new entity and transitioning everything over. So there was, continuity of business operations. That's a lot of change for an organization to manage. Even one of those things could be a really meaty change program. What did you, do as a leader to kind of help guide that organization through and manage and balance all those kind of competing priorities and change programs that were taking place at the same time?
Yeah, very, very important question, actually, because without thoughtful change management, nothing can be done. All these things, like, it's not just technically making a check mark saying, we accomplished this. The change management side, there are multiple work streams of change management. Again, one is change management within T&D organization, technology and digital organization, because they are all working on 50 work streams. and they all need to collaborate with each other. Like, for example, when infrastructure team is creating a brand new infrastructure, new cloud here, all application teams, they need to move their applications there, and what kind of resources they need on cloud for them to get there. So my infrastructure teams and my application teams, they need to partner very, very, very closely, right? So that's one kind of thing. While they are doing, cybersecurity team is implementing all the tools required, right? So now they need to bring them into the picture, right? So there is a massive change management within T&D organization, how they need to partner with each other. That means they all need to know what other person is doing and when they are doing, and how that Lego blocks need to come together, right? So that's one thing. Now, the different level of change management is partnering with the service line teams, that is tax team, immigration team, business travel team, because whenever we are moving their applications to TSA exit part, that is to the new infrastructure, they need to know that, because they need to prep their clients also, saying that, hey, this Friday, this change is happening, and this is what the impact is going to be, if they need to log in differently or anything, right? So again, we minimized all those aspects. That's a different change management. Now, third thing is, while all these things are happening, our practice team, they are absolutely ensuring that the clients are getting that complete confidence of their data, their applications are getting migrated with utmost care, and we are informing our clients on a regular basis. So while all these things are happening, we were growing also. That's amazing. So kudos to our growth team. It's not only, not losing our customers in this transition, but also, growing the business during that time. That speaks volumes, actually. So these are all the various types of change management. Now, crucial thing for this is communicate, communicate, communicate. So without...
And then do it again, right?
Absolutely. So we have something called Vialto Voice, thanks to one of the leaders focusing on this. Is a weekly communication that comes, but many things we don't wait for the weekly communication. But there are so many ways we were communicating. There were many stand-up calls daily, and during the exit time, we also need to partner with our PwC teams because we are separating from their infrastructure, or we are moving stuff from their Git repository to our new Git repository and all that. So that's another level of change management that we need to collaborate with PwC teams.
And one thing I want to go back to is you were talking about, thinking about this almost like you would with the move, right? You didn't take all the boxes with you. You use this as an opportunity to kind of simplify your business from a systems perspective. And I know that's something lots of other technology and digital leaders are also grappling with on a regular basis. Is there anything that, you can share about, what worked well in that approach and being able to kind of simplify and rationalize your systems that maybe others can take away who are going through a similar challenge?
Absolutely. And it is a complex process, and it is not going to happen overnight like a switch, right? So what we did is, first of all, we created a landscape of all applications we are bringing into Vialto, right? That itself, you may think it's a easy thing, but getting the complete inventory of all applications we are bringing, and then what technology stack that is, and who is the business owner, and who are the users. Some are more localized to one country, some may be for the region, some are global applications, and some are for certain clients, some are for all clients. So there are many permutations and combinations in this, right? So we first created that kind of inventory. We also paid special attention on the cost of running these systems in the previous place. It's almost like before we transition, I wanted to make sure I have a baseline of information, right? So even that was not easy. Like, we have to create that this is human resources costs, infrastructure costs, any license costs, So all these things need to be first, a catalog need to be created. Then I have the baseline. Then by working closely with our service line leaders, we also thought about which ones we can consolidate, which ones we can decommission, which one, it's going to be a time bound after which, you don't need that application anymore. So we created application rationalization roadmap. So in that, we have what are the things we're going to do in the first 6 months, first 1 year, then 18 months and 2 years kind of thing. So in that, 20 things we identified as part of TSA itself, we didn't want to bring them. Means what I mean when I say bring them means we have the source code. So we got the source code and everything, but the applications are not active and they're not used by anyone, right? So technically they're decommissioned, right? Now, I have to tell you, very, very important pointer for everyone is whenever you think of application rationalization, the most important topic that comes along with that is reusability. Focus on reusability is absolutely critical. So we started creating what are our reusable assets, catalog of reusable assets. Now it's interesting. There are various levels of reusable assets. So again, when you double click on reusability, let me give you an example, design system. We want to make sure there is one design system using which we are going to build all our future products / platform. That way, our experience, the customer experience, they should not feel like they're working with 10 products behind the screen.
Feels unified.
We want exactly. So the design systems, is absolutely need to be reusable. And there are many enterprise components. Obviously, they have to be reusable. Like when I said document management system, it's one system everyone should use. One dashboard system, everyone should use that. And then like one single sign-on system that, how everything need to use. So some are enterprise level. You may say, Sai, that's pretty straightforward. But then when we come down, questionnaires or, the OCR capabilities, like, how we are going to read from structured or unstructured text and all, translation. These are all capabilities we should build one time and reuse. There should not be one translation capability for tax and one for immigration, one for business travel, right? So those are the things. We created a very crisp catalog of all reusable assets. And that also helped us how we are going to consolidate few things, right? So that's why I wanted to call out the importance of reusability whenever we talk about app rationalization. The other part I want to tell you is, while the first part of moving these applications to one cloud, I'm super excited about that accomplishment. However, as you can imagine, we cannot stop our journey there because we need to optimize these applications to this new cloud.
Just right? Getting everything to the cloud is not the end game.
No, exactly. Now optimizing these applications. The second point I want to tell everyone, maybe this is quite obvious for all of you, keep an eye on your cloud costs. Because many people think that, okay, I'm moving to cloud because I want to reduce costs. Answer is yes and no. But costs,
if you don't do it right, it can cost more, actually.
Exactly. It's almost, what I need to tell my 3 kids every day to turn off the lights, turn off the fan when you are not using. Otherwise the meter is running, right?
That's right.
So the cloud optimization is a very important work stream for us, and that is helping immensely too. Yeah.
And I'm assuming a lot of that upfront work you did is what allowed you to be successful in maintaining that business continuity and maintaining that customer focus. While meanwhile, everything was going on behind the scenes. Can you talk a bit about what you kind of viewed as being instrumental in, maintaining a high level of kind of business operations and customer centricity?
Absolutely. So it is very important to think of the business continuation in all these aspects. The 50 work streams I said when we were doing this, every work stream, there is a special focus on what kind of impact it can cause, how long the impact is going to be, and who will be impacted. And during that impact time, if they need help, is there a plan B, how they can, get their work done kind of thing. So we have a massive, massive plan for each of these things. Again, asking these questions. Yeah, is there an impact? How long? When are you going to do this? And who will be impacted? And what are the things they can do during that time, what they cannot do? And the things that they cannot do, can they do differently during that time, right? So that kind of plan was created for each, whether it's application migration or data migration and all the aspects, right? So I strongly recommend that, ask those questions and then come up with that. Now, the other thing I'll tell you, we also need to think of what if that won't go correctly, right? So when I'm moving my core applications on Friday night from PwC infrastructure to Vialto infrastructure, on Saturday morning, everything should be up and running. If there is a problem, if they need little more time to do something, what am I going to do? Am I going to switch back, or I'm going to provide them the continuation on the other side? So those are the what if kind of questions we have to ask, because what I tell my team is, one of the words I love in this exit is identifying risks. Many people may think risk is a bad word, but I encourage strongly team to think about risk, which is a potential issue, right? So before it becomes an issue, what all can go wrong, and then not just identifying risks and then coming up with the mitigation steps for each of them, right? So the risk mitigation is important, and also prioritizing them by understanding the risk exposure, right? So not all risks cost same,
yeah.
right? So we have to understand the risk exposure and prioritize them, and then tackle them. Like, because some places I need to have a small crew to take care. Some places I need to put a massive crew to ensure the mitigation plan is taken care, right? So we also decided to inform at every milestone when there is a massive migration is happening. It's not like, okay, we started and we finished, and in between there are like 5 steps, and we made sure we are updating our stakeholders. Hey, we completed 1 out of 5 steps, 2 out of 5 steps, 3 out of 5 steps. So when they need to validate things on their side also and give me thumbs up saying, Sayee, yep, we are looking good, right? So that kind of collaboration is important. So that's why I just wanted to connect the dots here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for doing just that. I think not just one other thing. There's plenty of other things. We could probably chat about this for a couple hours easily. But you also mentioned that and talked about it today already, the move from being application centric, but that then meaning it's the shift to being, not just product, but really platform and, enterprise data platform on top of that as well. Can you talk a bit now that, that's up and underway, kind of key reflections on those transitions? And I think, what learnings and value you feel like making those investments and moves as part of setting up Vialto has brought to the organization?
Absolutely, Kimberly. So let me, this is a place where I want to tell you what went a little bit wrong in my past experiences and how I incorporated those learnings here. Is if I take enterprise data platform, many companies, what they do is, first of all, they will try to build everything by themselves. It's going to take a long time. It's going to cost a lot. You may miss a very important opportunity. So this is where there is no reason for us to build everything ground up, right? So we have so many tools available, and then picking the right ones and ensuring that they're all coming together will help immensely, right? So that's one thing. Second, in the beginning stages of big data days, right? So what people used to think is, oh, just bring everything you have, we'll decide later what we want to do with that, right? So because of that, lot of garbage was dumped into the data platform.
Yeah, that data lake can get really messy when you're dumping everything in there.
It is. It will become a swamp, and no one is going to do anything with that, right? So, or then they will say, oh, we are not using because the data is not clean and all. That's why the data quality is very important. That's a special consideration we kept it. The other very important thing, even more important than the first two things, is this time we went by understanding what use cases we want to enable, right? So based on that, we identified what data sources, what data need to be fed into the data platform. So it's not like, let me get everything into the data platform for 2 years and then I'll decide what I am going to do with that. Versus, we started with use cases that we collected from our service line leaders and all. And now for each use case, what data they need and where is the data and what is the quality of the data, and then ingest that data by applying the data privacy rules. That's very important, because what data it is okay to bring and what data we cannot bring based on our client contracts and all, right? So that's a very serious consideration for us. And also building the right level of data authorization rules is very important for us, because again, who can see what data, and not only geographically, but also, the client's data and all, right? So we take that extremely, extremely seriously. So all these things need to be thought through in the beginning itself. So those are the examples of, keeping an eye on, bring more use cases based thing. And second is, don't try to build everything by yourself just because you can build. We technology people, we would love to build, but our strategy is build, buy, partner. All three are important for us. So when to use which one, right? So that's what we did. And then the data quality part, what I said, right? So if you don't pay attention to the data quality upfront, then you are going to spend a lot of time later.
I love the beginning with the business need initially, and then everything flows from that, I think is a great rule of thumb.
Thing I want to tell about the data platform is, many companies, they decide to build one data platform for their enterprise applications, like for finance, HR, operations, marketing, and all. And then one they will use for their service lines, like the data products for tax or immigration and business travel and all. In our case, we built this platform keeping in mind both the needs. So we are using one data platform for enterprise analytics as well as data products for the service lines. So that way, the cost of building and maintaining this platform and all, it was kept in mind. It was built very efficiently.
Yeah. The whole kind of mental model I've had for our conversation today, and maybe it started with the moving analogy, was, you're building a house and it's kind of your dream house. You're getting to design based on all the past experiences you've had living in other houses, and you've decided what you're going to bring. You're not doing everything custom. Some stuff you're, bringing in off the shelf for the house. And the end result is a beautiful structure that's designed to last for the organization. Well, I think, Sayee, no conversation in this day and age is complete if we're not talking about AI in some shape or form. How has the role of generative AI or other emerging technologies kind of played in this entire transformation that you've shared with us today?
Yeah, you are absolutely right about no conversation is complete without talking about AI these days. And, you take any analysis results or anything, that almost 70 to 80% of the CEOs, if you ask them, give me your top 3 to 5 strategic priorities, AI is certainly part of that. The reason why I want to kind of expand the word, I will come to Gen AI, but I do want to start with the AI and machine learning first, and then get to Gen AI. So this is one thing. Again, it's like many companies, they may be in the quite early stages and they don't know where to start, but there is a lot of push on AI. So for all of them, I want to tell you, you are not alone in this situation, right? There are many companies. They are doing many things great, and now they are trying to step into this new frontier kind of thing, right? So my suggestion to those of you, by the way, this is the reason it's even a very passionate topic for me, is as we speak, I'm currently pursuing my Doctor of Business Administration in Artificial Intelligence and Data Sciences.
Oh, amazing. Wonderful.
Thank you. And next month is my defense. Hopefully,
Okay.
I'm this close. So now coming back to the reason why I'm saying AI and ML in general, before you go to Gen AI, is first of all, again, start with by closely partnering with your business leaders. This is not some technology initiative or it's not some fancy thing for me, right? So it is, how is this going to help my business leaders? We need to start from there, because having a powerful use case will always help making it into a reality. Now, you may have all kinds of use cases. Now comes the question, you need to be carefully, prioritize them, right? So this is where we apply something what's called pain gain analysis, basically. So for each use case, the level of pain, level of gain, and based on that, you put it into...
How does that equation balance there?
Exactly. That it's a 2x2 matrix. So when you put that, and you can decide which use cases first you want to tackle. This includes, do you have a clearly articulated AI strategy in your mind? Like, why are you doing this? Is it just because others are doing, I want to do, or, how this is going to help you in your company's overall strategy? That's very important, having that data point in your mind. Then you need to understand that, do you have the data required for that? Like, without having data, again, there is no point of talking about this. Then do you have the talent required? Again, it's a combination of, our in-house Vialto talent, as well as our strategic partners like Thoughtworks and others, how they can help us. So let me tell you, I conducted like 2-hour session to the rest of the C-level executives on what is AI and ML, starting from like basics kind of thing, right? So that shows the level of importance in the company, and also thanks to the rest of the C-level executives that they really wanted to understand what it is and how it can help Vialto and how it can help our clients, right? So we did that kind of data awareness, starting from top down kind of thing, right? So we did that. Now, after you have the strategy and data governance part is important. And then, people part we talked, and then comes the infrastructure. Do you have the right infrastructure? How you are going to do that is important. And the culture is absolutely important, because whenever you try something new, you need to prep people. That excitement is important, because many times when people don't understand the power of AI and ML, they may think like, it's a threat, is their jobs are going to be impacted kind of thing, versus it's totally opposite, actually.
No, it's to make your life easier.
Exactly. Now where they spend their time is going to be, much more intellectually challenging, and how it's going to help. So whether it is descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive, this is an awesome space. But again, we need to change management. Going back to your previous question, we need to bring the teams along with us, right? So that is the thing. Now, my humble request to everyone is, while Gen AI is a hot topic, you do think of AI ML in a more holistic way, in which Gen AI will come absolutely as one of the important building block in that. Now, Gen AI per se, it didn't start yesterday or day before yesterday, and thanks to ChatGPT and Gemini and all, like everyone is talking, but the deep learning and neural networks, it started from 1950s, right? So, but the thing is, the resources we have, the cost of computing power or memory or the cloud,
makes it so much more accessible to everyone now.
This is really like turbocharged what we can do now, right? So now the large language models is amazing things. I will tell you, we are all still scratching the surface here, and the kind of agents you can create on this, Gen AI perspective, how it's going to help our productivity perspective. This is, amazing opportunity in front of us. So again, whether it is a basic, word processing tool, you are using Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Google tools, whatever it is, how it is helping, right? So now I can explain, I want to create a PowerPoint in 5 slides to do this kind of thing. Boom, I have a starting point, and then of course I can modify and change from there and all. So this is where the kind of the co-pilots that's coming into the picture is phenomenal, right? So we are still in, again, the implementation stages, right? But the way we approached Gen AI is, first thing first, again, protecting our clients' privacy, data privacy is very important for us. So we came up with the employee policy of when to use publicly available GPTs or when not to use, right? What kind of information you can use. That's very important, because we absolutely don't want to use a publicly available chat GPT kind of thing to search some, PII information there kind of thing. Now, we also created a private GPT within Vialto. This sandbox is absolutely safe, secured. And in this, when I'm loading, for example, 10 documents, and then I'm doing some intelligent search on top of that to summarize or to bring the insights from that and all, we are making sure all the key information is scrubbed in that. So you are not showing any personally identifiable information there in this one, right? So this is where you need to think of these aspects from the beginning.
Yep.
So as I said, in Gen AI, when I take it to the 2 parts, one is publicly available Gen AIs, what you can do, what you should not do, that we need to be very clear. Second, we created that private, safe, trusted GPT within Vialto, where this information is not going back to train their algorithms, right? That's very important, because when you go to the public sites and when you are searching something, they are using our data also to train the models, right? So whereas here it's publicly, it's a private chat GPT kind of thing. So the information stays there. They are not using that to train the model. And ensure there are right employee policies and you are educating your employees. So that these are powerful tools, but we need to be careful. Again, we are using them with the utmost care and responsibility.
Yeah, being thoughtful about how you set it up, and making sure you kind of have all the dimensions in place, or at least thought through before embarking on that journey. That's very, very good practical wisdom. Well, Sayee, thank you so much for today's conversation. It was really quite impressive to hear what was involved with the, transition, creation, transformation of the technology and digital organization at Vialto. So kudos to you in really accomplishing, so much with this effort in a relatively short amount of time. And Thoughtworks has very much enjoyed being a partner on that journey with you, and best of luck in your doctoral defense coming up here soon. I'm sure that'll be an exciting time.
Thank you. Thanks, Kimberly. I really, really enjoyed our discussion and your thought-provoking questions. So that was amazing. And I also want to take this opportunity to pass your congratulations to my entire T&D organization, which is a combination of our employees and our strategic partners together, and the rest of the C-level executives in the team. And without their understanding and support, we could not have made this progress. So they are all very digitally savvy, and they all want to make sure that we are helping not only our internal community, but also our clients every single day. So thank you, and looking forward to partnering with you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Pragmatism in Practice. If you'd like to listen to similar podcasts, please visit us at thoughtworks.com/podcast. Or if you enjoyed the show, help spread the word by rating us on your preferred podcast platform.